Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some premium deck profiles today, but it's not my own. Someone from locals named Aaron, he plays Nova Grapplers, really big on Brain Gate decks, like the high rarity them. He got first place, made it through the Gradoras, made it through the memes, and I wanted to share his list today. Don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe for more content, and shout out to Aaron for sharing the deck list with us so that we all can be extreme battler victors.
Welcome to Energy Girl Sucks.deck. All right, starter. The only SP starter Novas have, no other reason. Trigger lineup. Best fucking card. I don't care what anybody says, best over trigger. So dumb. At worst, it's a crit and a draw trigger. It's half of Blessed Favor. 3 generic crits because we want the 15k shield, and every other effect trigger is 10k, except for Break Pass, but I don't like that one. 4 Heal Guardians because yes, you need to live if they can superior ride stride you, which happened to me. Like round 1, Tachi's.
Yeah.
Fucking playing a 10k I haven't seen since I fucking started playing Vanguard. Stride crits. It's stride crits. Energy Girl sucks. Otherwise known as Jerohawk. This is an extreme battler, so it's searchable off your grade 3. That's point number 1 on why Energy Girl sucks. Point number 2, it's 2 stands built into 1 if it's on play. That means you Soul Blast 2, no matter which grade 3 you ride, into your stride. So that's 2 drive, this card becomes 2 drive checks and a +1. All right, this doesn't even have to boost the card at its stance. Like it can be over here and it can boost something on this circle, or it can stand something on an Excel circle. Energy Girl can't stand something on an Excel circle. She fucking sucks. Did I mention it's searchable off of Victor? Because that's really important actually. But yeah, that's my trigger lineup. You might not like it, but this is what Optimal Novas looks like. Oh yeah, I don't need reminder text. This card actually comes up really funny, because if I flip all my damage face down and I'm on V Victor, having this and the G-Guard combo just lets me draw it. This lets me draw 1 to replace it, and then I countercharge for the cost of this card anyway, which is really funny. But otherwise, this card's kind of bad. It only guards grade 3s with Victor in its name, so literally only my Vanguard, because I don't put Victors on the rear guard ever. The much better PG. Much better PG.
D-Series?
Yes, Violate Dragon. Its name is Violate Dragon. Extreme Battler Air Sheet. Extreme Battler searches your grade 3s, and at times, best grade 1 ride, honestly, because you just drop the quick shield if you go second. And it helps dig you out in case you have a Zubat, in case you want, if it can get you a V Victor instead of Zubat, depending on what you want first try based on the matchup. All right. Every Nova player should be playing at least 2 of this motherfucker. It lets people not interact with your board. Only thing that interacts with your board are global effects, like Defeat Flare, but if your opponent's playing Defeat Flare, they're playing a bad deck, so yeah, it stops Denial Griffin, Skull Cannoneer combo, yes, Blockade, fuck that card. That card grabs 2 people when they don't play the game right. Point number 4 on why Energy Girl sucks. This card is Energy Girl, but draws you a card. Both of these cards are better than Energy Girl. Anybody who plays Energy Girl needs to stop. You need to stop. Also searchable. The 2K actually randomly helps in case your opponent rides a G unit, a G era card, because your grade 2s go to 11 base. So Dual Sledge off of this card alone goes to 21, and then you just Soul Blast this out for the Bustard. So you make the first Bustard flip, cost nothing. Makes you, so you just draw a card, stand your Dual Sledge after boosting it. Your Dual Sledge goes to 21. Pretty good number against a good number of cards. Grade 2s. This is a spicy little grade 2. I like playing it because it swings. Good number against 13k bases. And then if I do ever have to play it, if it's on the last attack, I can put it into Soul, and if I have no face-up damage, I countercharge 1, which is really, really useful sometimes. It also is really funny, I'll use this card when I'm on Victor grade 3 and my opponent's at grade 2. So I'll blow all my counterblast to stand this twice, and then tuck it into Soul to countercharge again. So I leave myself with 1 counterblast open. So funny tech card, probably replacing this. This card's better than Kick Kick because it's searchable. Kick Kick only gives 5k the turn it comes into play. If they leave this sit on board, you get 2k to itself and to the unit it stands. So searchable, it can make things randomly hit proper numbers. It makes any 9k hit a 13k base with just 2 face-up in G-Zone, which is stupid easy. But searchable, hits numbers randomly, really good no matter if it's boosted or not. But it is GB locked. That is the one thing Kick Kick has over this guy. Hey look, it's the card that says if I stand 3 times you can't PG me. The other two, the middle effect, Soul Blast, Soul Charge 1, just a refund Bustard, honestly. And then the first effect just gives you 10k. But if this guy stands 3 times, he's a minimum of 29k. So it's kind of the win con rear guard if they have things that auto stop your Vanguard. Card that doesn't let people interact. So people need to remember this card's resist no matter what, as long as you're on a Victor Vanguard. So it's resist the moment you hit grade 3. So the GB locked effect is rush gets 7k. So it hits 16 on its own when it stands as long as GB2 is active. But it just counterblast 1 stand something, so one of the many things that do that. Zubat, if I go first, this is ideally my second ride, but it can work as a first ride as long as I'm striding. Refunds Soul Blast 1, refunds Soul and a Counterblast so long as I have 1 or less of each. And if I do both, I draw a card, so I randomly go to like 11 cards in hand after using that guy. And this is still the best Victor Vanguard has ever printed. It pluses 2. It's because you make it the Excel circle, you draw off, you make it Excel 2. Unless your opponent's almost already dead, you never do Excel 1. But make an Excel 2, draw, then you look at top 7, get any Extreme Battler, which is half of my deck. So there's 4 stand triggers that just go back into deck. Every grade 1 that's not a Sentinel. Literally my entire grade 2 lineup except for the Spice card. But the entire deck is searchable off of Victor, so I should never not see a target. There's just worse targets, honestly. But that's the main deck. Energy Girl sucks, by the way. I don't know if I've said that enough. All right, so G-Guards, Dogen Titan, both effects are good. This is the best card Novas will ever get as a G-Guard. Even the premium collection one that's coming out, still better than this. Still not better than this. You get 25k shield for having less rear guards than your opponent, which, if your opponent is even playing the game, that's free condition. If you manage to maintain a field in Novas over your opponent, something's going wrong. But the real effect for this guy is Soul Blast 1, flip it face down from the G-Zone to either countercharge, or if you're playing against Haha Funny Link Joker, unlock. So stupid good, stupid versatile, covers everything Novas need on defense. And then this motherfucker. Anytime when you use this, you flip up a G Guardian and you gain an ability on your Vanguard that says every time you are not hit, countercharge 1. I can flip all my counterblast on my turn, throw this up on their first like crap attack because everybody will swing lowest to greatest just to make sure they don't get damage triggered out of the game, and I will countercharge for every attack that I guard. This card, it's good. If I had space, I'd play 2 of it for haha funny things, but these are all the G-Guards I need because these just go down anyway if I don't use them. But Dogen Titans do get flipped on Bustard or Winning Champ, and I'll go into that in a second. So stupid versatile card. Alrighty, there are a lot of 1-ofs in this Stride deck. So He stands the front row. I only go into this as an emergency copium, honestly. Stands the front row, gets 5k for every unit, so he does beta PG in most cases, because if I have 3 rear guards, he's a minimum of 31 with triple drive, so most people just PG it. GB8. GB8's incredibly easy to get by second stride with this deck, because Bustard can because I'm playing stand triggers, and because I'm playing Geralhawk, I can easily flip 6. I can usually flip 4 on a bad turn, 5 to 7 on a really good turn with really good drive checks. So I can go into this. Second stride and just auto kill people, since he just gives everybody on the board. Well, when it stands everybody on the board, gives everybody the effect once per turn. When they rest, stand them back up. So he basically makes 3 battle phases with only 1 Vanguard swing, but he also gets big, so he can bait out the PG. Winning. So winning doesn't come up a lot, but if I'm looking at my turn and I can't get to the 5, if I can't go past 5 Bustard swings or 5 Bustard drive checks, I'll go into this one instead, just to proc Zubat, trying to go down to like 1 soul. He gets big, he makes the other things big, so things like Golsachi actually end up hitting like 21 on their own, 26 on an Excel. And then he can also retire whatever the weakest unit on their board is after he swings, like a Honolly. Specifically, hopefully a Honolly. But if people play a trigger, you can't do it. Winning, or favorite champ. Favorite champ, not my favorite, honestly. But if you're winning the game pretty hard, this card's really funny. But if you flip up like 4 to 5 units on a Buster turn, he can give you also 3 battle phases for Counterblast 4 effectively if you have everything face up before he swings. Every time you Counterblast 2, flip 1, Counterblast 2, flip 1, Counterblast 2, flip 1. So you need like 11 cards in hand for it to go past the 3rd swing and 5 damage. So that part doesn't happen. He usually swings 3 times, but can't do his effect the 3rd time. He's so-so, but he can close out games. This card needs to go up to 2. I only have 1 of it right now because the other one's in my binder. But Bustard, every time you stab something, Soul Blast, flip a G unit, gets a drive check. At the end of the battle, discard 3, get drive -5, stand him. I've only ever been able to triple attack with him once, but 2 attacks where I have like twin drive or even triple drive sometimes is a little too threatening, especially with multiple standing effects. Those are all my 1-ofs. Now for the copiums. I only go. Yes. These only go up against Link Joker. To be perfectly honest with you, only time I use this is against Link Joker, specifically like the Messiahs or this. Not the Messiah though. Messiah very rarely keeps my stuff locked. Yeah. So when I flip fodder this most of the time, honest. If I'm not playing against the Link Joker deck. If someone's playing G Gridor on me though, I probably keep it up just in case, because they make it so I can't call things from in certain rows. So I just need more attacks. Speaking of copium, Meteor Kaiser Victor, GB3, stand something for free, give it 5k, and then also on hit, stand something, give it 5k. So the 5k can randomly get there sometimes, but it's really if I'm being damage denied. That's his main goal, that's his main purpose. If I'm being damage denied or I'm on low damage to the point where I can't make something like Bustard work, I will go into him if I have GB3 active. But that's all he's there for. Progenitor, this effect rarely comes up, but if I can, sometimes I will, depending on how grindy I think the matchup is. Setting your opponent to 0 for Counterblast 1 when he swings, it's not the best effect, because it does take away from any of your rear guards, because all your rear guards are Counterblast 1. I would play 2 of this if I played Cool Hank in the current build, but primarily just there for the Progenitor. And then Stark. My opponent's at 5 and I don't have rear guards. I try to use this. That's it. Otherwise, it's there to look pretty.